Hey guys, welcome to this video, 7.6, Real World Problems with Roots. That means with square roots and cube roots and squares and cubes. In this video, we're going to do 6 total word problems. I'm going to do 2 word problems for you as examples. Then I'm going to ask you to try the last 4 word problems on your own. You'll need to make sure to have your calculator handy so that you can use it to help solve these problems. We're still going to take notes on all 6 of these problems, so go ahead and you guys can write down a few key words from this first problem in your notes. This first problem says, Teresa wants to put a piece of carpet on the floor of her living room. The floor is a square with an area of 182.25 square feet. How long should the piece of carpet be on each side? So if I were you and if I were writing down a few keywords in my notes, I would probably say square, area 182.25 square feet, and then how long should the piece of carpet be on each side? So that's what we're going to figure out here. I'm going to draw a picture for us. So in this picture, we're going to have a square, of course, which is the living room. The entire area is 182.25. How can I find the length of one of the sides on how long the piece of carpet should be on each side if I know the area? To do that, it's just one step in my calculator. I just have to take the square root. And that's it. In my calculator, I type in square root 182.25. And when I put that in my calculator, I should get 13.5. That means that each side is 13.5 feet long. All right, that was the first problem we did together. Here's the second one. Make sure to write this problem in your notes as well. You can just write some keywords down. The volume of an ice cube is 1.728 cubic meters. What's the surface area of the ice cube? Let the length of one side of the ice cube be x meters. So if I were writing down some keywords, I would say volume is 1.728 cubic meters. What is the surface area? And then let the length of one side of the ice cube be x. We're just going to do that in our picture here. So let's draw a 3-dimensional ice cube. This is what that would look like. When they say the volume is 1.728, volume means that they have multiplied this times this times this. They've multiplied 3 different sides together to get 1.728. So for this problem, if we take the cube root of 1.728, the cube root, whenever answer we get for that, that's going to give us a side length here. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to take the cube root of 1.728 and we get 1.2. That means that each side of our cube is 1.2 meters long. Now the question is asking for the surface area. To find the surface area of a cube, you add together all of the areas of the surfaces. So this is a surface, we need to find the area. This is a surface, we need to find the area. This is a surface, we need to find the area. In a cube, how many surfaces are there total in a cube? There are 6 total surfaces in a cube. You can take a tissue box and you can look at the tissue box and you can count the 6 total surfaces in the cube. Are all of the areas of the surfaces going to be the same, or are they going to be different? In a cube, it means that they're all going to be the same because it's basically like a 3-dimensional square. So in a square, the sides are the same. Well, in a cube, the sides are the same as well. So once we find the area of one surface, we can just multiply it by 6 in order to get the area of all the surfaces. How do I find the area of one surface? Well, to find the area of a square, you multiply length times width. So if I multiply 1.2 times 1.2, that equals 1.44 meters squared, and that is the area of one surface. Remember, there are 6 total surfaces, so we're going to multiply 1.44 by 6. And when we do that, we get 8.64 meters squared. That is the surface area of the ice cube, 8.64 meters squared. So that's our final answer here for this problem. Now there's a couple things that you will need to remember in order to do the next 4 problems on your own. You will need to remember how to find the surface area of a cube by adding together all the areas of the surfaces. You'll need to remember that there are 6 total surfaces. And then you will also need to remember what the volume is and how to find the volume of a cube. You'll need to remember that the volume is this side times this side times this side. So remember those things while you try the next 4 problems on your own. Here's the first one for you to try. Go ahead and pause the video, read the problem, give it a try, and then after you've tried it, come back and watch the video to find the answer. All right, here's the answer for this problem, 9.9 meters. If you're not sure how to get 9.9, I'm going to explain it right now. It says a square field has an area of 98.01 square meters. Find the length of each side. So if this is the square field right here, the area is 98.01. To find the length of a side, we need to take the square root of the area. In my calculator, I type in square root 98.01, and it gives me 9.9. That is the length of one side of the field. All right, here's the next one for you to try. Go ahead and pause the video, read this problem, try it, and then you can look at the video for the answer. All right, here's the answer, 11 centimeters. Here's how we can solve this problem to get the answer. Richard bought a crystal cube that has a volume of 1,331 cubic centimeters. Find the length of a side. If he has a cube is a 3-dimensional square. And if he has a volume, that means that it's this side times this side times this side. So we will need to take the cube root of 1,331 in our calculator. When you take the cube root in your calculator, the answer is 11 centimeters. All right, here is number 3 for you guys to try. Go ahead and read this question, pause the video, give this one a try, and then you can come check your answer. All right, and here's the answer for this problem, 112 meters. Here's how to solve this problem. An orchard planted on a square plot of land has 3,136 apple trees. If each tree requires an area of 4 meters to grow, find the length of each side of the plot of land. So let's start here. If it has 3,136 apple trees and each tree needs 4 square meters to grow, how many square meters are there altogether in this plot of land? To get that, we would need to multiply 3,136 times 4, and that would give us the total area of this entire plot of land. And that area is 12,544. That's the area of the plot of land. The question said find the length of each side. Since this is a 2-dimensional piece of land, in order to find the length of a side, we have to take the square root. So in my calculator, I type in square root of 12,544, and I get 112. So 112 meters, that is my final answer. All right, and we've got one last problem for you to try. Go ahead and read this problem, pause the video, solve it, and then come look at the video to find the answer. All right, and here's the answer for this problem, 169 centimeters squared. In this problem, they tell us that the volume of a cube-shaped box is 2,197 cubic centimeters, and they want us to find the area of one side of the box. I'm going to draw my picture here. This is my cube-shaped box, so it is a cube, and the volume is 2,197, which you get volume by multiplying this side times this side times this side. So first, I'm going to find what one side is by taking the cube root of 2,197 in my calculator, and I get 13. So that means that one side here is equal to 13. Now the question says find the area of a side of the box. This is going to be area. To find the area, you multiply length times width. So I'm going to multiply 13 times 13, or another way to write that is 13 squared. And 13 times 13 is 169. So that is going to be my final answer. All right, that is it for today. Good job on these word problems. Go ahead and take a picture of the notes that you took, and you can submit that picture to Canvas, and then you are done with this video. Good job.